David, always good to catch up with you. Is Benjamin Netanyahu finished? And if so, what does this mean for the Middle East?
It does look like his prime ministership is reaching an end. As you say, you never know in Israeli politics until it actually happens. Israel has a very, very complex electoral system, and although it's being touted as a unity government, that is a bit of a misnomer. It is really a coalition which is being put together of those who find the prime ministership of Bibi Netanyahu to be unacceptable. He's been the big issue in those elections. He's a dominant figure on the international stage. He's done some terrific things. He was part of the Abraham Accords, the recent peace agreements, but domestically he's been
peace agreements
quite
you mean with the peace agreements with four other
yes.
Arab nations that seemed like, that there was a future there until Gaza blew up. So there you go. But he did do that. I thought it was brilliant work. Yeah. But it seems to me
he's been nominated
the government,
he's been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for the effort too.
It should be, but of course it'll never go to a right winger. So David, keep your hopes down. But the thing here is, it seems to me, here's this strong man, very, very tough. The alternative government coming in is united by nothing except a hatred by him. It's got the far right, it's got the left, and if he's gone, what's going to keep them together? I mean, what's going to come under Prime Minister Naftali Bennett?
Well, it is a challenge. We're talking about a coalition of 7 parties forming a minority government, together with the external support of one of the Arab parties. What will keep them together, hopefully, in Israel is the imperative that Israel needs a functioning government. It has security challenges, as everyone knows, that are second to none. And at least on most of the security issues, there is reasonable commonality, not commonality necessarily on the long-term solutions. But I think if a betting market was to be opened on how long this government would last, I would not be putting my money on it going full term.
No, I'd be surprised if it lasted a year. Just finally, David, people on the left would be cheering, finally Benjamin Netanyahu is gone, finally, This was the roadblock to a peace deal with the Palestinians. Do you really think that there's going to be a peace deal with the Palestinians with a new government?
Look, I don't think that the leaders of the Palestinian Arabs, particularly Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, that recently launched over 4,000 rockets into Israel, are at all interested in peace. They refuse to recognise even the existence of the State of Israel. They refuse to recognise that it's the national home of the Jewish people, the only Jewish state on earth. And until they can at least get to first base, unfortunately, I don't see that there will be peace agreements reached in the medium term, because there is no moderate leadership within the Arab Palestinian leaders within Gaza or within Judea, Samaria, the West Bank. Israel does not have a peace partner. It's got terrorist organisations on one side, and it's got those that pay terrorists on the other side.
But you mean Iran actually funding these organisations? David Adler, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.